It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. Very excited about that. But let's get back to the idea of how we can take mountain pose, use it as a blueprint, and apply it to other yoga poses. So let's start with our warrior two. We'll take the legs nice and wide here, knowing what feels good for you in your body. So you may notice that my legs are pretty long. I'm going to go pretty wide here. I'm going to take my left foot and point it towards the front of my mat. Scooch back so that my foot's totally on it. Then I'll take my front knee, start to bring it right over my front ankle here. I start to now think about my blueprint of mountain pose. What can I do here that I can do in mountain pose? Let's start with the feet. Lift the toes up, spread them away from each other, and now square up through all four corners of the feet. Lift up through the inner arches of the ankles, and then feel that line of energy all the way from the ankles, all the way up into the groin. Even here, with this bent knee, I'm still feeling that line of energy. From here, I still have the thighs engaging, especially in the back leg. I could still apply that kneecap lifting. Even the thighs here, I want to feel them moving towards one another, even as I open up here in the hip area. And the longer I stay here, of course, the deeper I can get into this pose. Then from here, we'll think about the belly, the hips. Take your hands on top of your hips. Lift the low ribs away from the tops of your hips. Pull the belly towards the back of the spine. You have a nice long spine here. See, everything we've done in mountain pose, we're applying to this pose. Let those shoulders relax down. Point the fingers down towards the floor. Lengthen up nice and long through the neck and the crown of the head. And then take your arms out to the side. Parallel your arms, right? Extend all the way through the fingertips. And then gaze over the front arm. The front arm. You can take 3 to 5 breaths here. We'll take 3. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then you can do this pose on the other side. Right now we're going to move into our triangle pose, so you can do even the sequence on the other side. So I'm going to reach again. So again, the bottom feet are engaging. There's no top feet, but the feet are engaging. Lift your toes up, spread them back down. You can even hang out with the toes lifted up. I've seen some people do that. And now you can start to pop that kneecap up or engage that kneecap up. You're sending the hips back. Reach forward with the arms. And then the left hand comes to your shin. A little bit of a micro bend in the front knee to really make sure that those legs are working. And sending the right arm up, overhead. Again, the spine is nice and long and moving the low ribs away from the hips. Still keeping the ribs on my body. I'm sending the sternum up, or the breastbone right down here. And then from here, my head is nice and long. I still feel as if there's a string here pulling. And you can start to breathe here. And then maybe rotate the ribs so that they start pointing up towards the ceiling. Gazing up towards your top hand here. Maybe the hand wants to meet the floor. See where you are today. Beautiful. And then to come out of this, bend through the front knee. Parallel your feet off. You can take your hands together, jump your feet back together. So those were external rotations of the hips. That means that the hip here is going to turn out this way, which as you can see can point the foot out. So you want to do anything you did on one side, you want to apply to the other side so that we can have that nice feeling of yogic balance in the body. Now I'd like to show you internal rotations or neutral rotation of the hips. That would be a warrior 1 pose and also a warrior 3 pose. I'll take a sip of water here because I'm starting to speak too fast. I have a habit of doing that. I'm losing my breath. So from here, we can start just facing the top of the mat. Take your hands onto your hips. Step your right foot back behind you. You can scoot your front foot forward so that your knee can come over the ankle, and turn your back heel down so that it's not at a 90 but a 45-degree angle. So it's not completely 90 as we did in Warrior Two, because that would make for that external hip opening. We're doing the more internal hip opening where the both hips move towards the front of the mat, parallel together here. And we get into that. Pull the belly towards the back of the spine, engage the back thigh. Automatically, feet pressing into the ground here, right? Squaring off through all four corners of the feet, lift up through the inner arches of the feet, right? Knee is over the ankle, thighs start to engage, especially engaging that back thigh. From here, the low ribs can move away from the top of the hips here. Beautiful. And point the fingers down here for a moment, moving those shoulders away from the ears, belly moving towards the back of the spine. Nice long spine here. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Option to bring the palms together, look up towards the sky here, or just gazing straight, whatever you like, whatever feels comfortable for you today. Beautiful. And then you can take 3 to 5 breaths here. Take your hands onto your hips, and we'll move into our Warrior Three pose. So I like to lean forward into this, hop my back foot in just a touch here, and then lift. Let's see if I'm still in camera view, beautiful. And then start to lift up the back leg. Of course, this side is my little bit of a weak side because it's my left side. Right side's a little bit stronger for me. The hips are level here. What can I do in mountain pose that I can do here? Well, first of all, the bottom foot is squared off, lifting through the inner arches here, engaging the left thigh, and even my back foot, as if it's pressing against a wall behind me, can square off through all four corners of the feet here. So try that out. See if you can pretend that that foot is pushing against a wall behind you, engaging the floating thigh over there. And then from there, also that feeling of lifting the low ribs away from the hips here. So let's try that again. I start with a bent knee first. That's how I like to get into it. I don't like to go all the way here. It's too rigid, you'll fall right on over. Bend through your knee, right? And slowly, wait for the cue. Wait for your body to tell you when it's okay. I'm going to try it on this side because I'm a little stronger on my right side. Flexing. Woo. Beautiful. Reaching your arms forward, flexing the bottom foot, lengthening the sternum, lengthening the heart forward. And you can come back to mountain pose. Take 3 breaths there. Come into child's pose, which is this one over here. Take a rest. You can even come into Shavasana. Drink lots of water. So those are poses that you can think about applying mountain pose to, that blueprint of mountain pose to. And I hope this has been insightful for you. I hope you've maybe learned a little something, or just a reminder of something that you already know. But anyway, thank you for watching, and please let me know if there's anything that you'd like to know about or learn about or discuss or ask questions or anything like that. All positive, lovely, wonderful happiness and joy vibes to you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Namaste.